Okay, first off, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles who teach us the word. This video is going to be entitled, True Children of Israel are the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, we're going to start over here in Deuteronomy. It's going over to Deuteronomy. We're going to start at chapter 28, verse 20. And the Lord shall send upon thee curses, vexation, and rebuke, and all thou settest thine hand upon for you to do until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because the wickedness of thy doings whereby thou hast forsaken me. All right. So pretty much you Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, y'all not following the laws and commandments and the statutes of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So that's why y'all in the positions that y'all in right now. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at the history of the Negros, Latinos, and the Native Americans, y'all been getting shitted on since you can remember. You know what I mean? So let's head on down to 25. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out away against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all kingdoms of the earth. So what that means is you're going to be scattered everywhere. All through the world, you're going to get scattered around. You're not going to be able to stay home. Your enemies are going to come and they're going to overtake you. And that's what happened to the Negros, Latinos, and the Native Americans. Once they came and conquered us, they scattered us all around the world. We became their slaves, their bed wenches, their punching bags, and you know what I'm saying, things of that nature, et cetera, et cetera. We just got shitted on, like I said earlier. Let's head down to 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday as a blind growth in the darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. So basically, what that is saying is you're always going to be in darkness. You know what I mean? You're never going to be able to prosper. You're never going to be able to come up. That's why you Negros, that's why y'all can't get y'all shit together. You know what I'm saying? Is no one can come and save you. You know what I mean? Not Martin Luther King, not Malcolm X, not Farrakhan, that's a bullshit religion. Of course, he's not going to help. Not what's the guy's name? His mind slips me right now. But he was a general. He was a Levite, Haitian. I forget his name. If it comes back to me, I'll bring it back up. Thou shalt be betrothed a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell within. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and thou shalt not gather the grapes thereof. So basically, your woman gonna become somebody else's side chick, it runs rampant. It runs rampant within our nation. You know what I'm saying? The women stepping out on the men, which is unlawful. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, some of the women say, well, the men be stepping out. Well, that's within the law. A man can have many wives, but a woman is only supposed to be to one man her entire life. That's how it's supposed to be. If you don't believe it, look it up. Righteous men always had many wives. They had concubines, you know what I mean? They had servants, and they can go into them. But the woman is supposed to be to one man her entire life. If you don't believe it, look it up, man. Look it up. Stop playing games. 31. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes. Thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt not have none to rescue them. So they gonna take, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna take all your riches, basically. That's what that boils down to. ox, your ass, your sheep. That's a sense of wealth, a sense of prosperity. And you're not going to get that because the enemy is going to take that away from you, which is the so-called Edomites, the so-called other nations, but mainly the Edomites, the so-called white man. He's going to take all that shit away from you, and you ain't going to get it back. So he going to be living off of your hard labor. You're going to be building these big-ass houses for them, and you ain't going to be able to sleep in those houses. Your ass going to be sleeping back in the shack. Or you going back to the goddamn ghetto, sleeping in shit, eight bodies in a one bedroom, sleeping like sardines. You dig? So that's what that's saying. Let's head down to 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look, and shall fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hands. And what that goes back to, that goes back to slavery, man. When you have these children, you know what I'm saying, they sell your children off, and you ain't gonna never see these children again. And that happened to the Native Americans as well. A lot of their children was taken away from them and put into adoption agencies, because these Edomites, these so-called white people, they felt as though they was giving them a better life by taking them away from their parents, putting them in adoption agencies, and having them adopted onto other Edomites. But back to what I started with, but yeah, that's slavery, selling off your children. You having these beautiful children, and they selling their ass off. They sending them away. You know what I mean? So, and there's nothing you can do about it. You ain't got no might in your hand. Ain't shit you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? So you sitting here longing, crying, and maybe you can see your son again, or maybe you can see your daughter again. Never happened again. Never happened again. And it came to a point to where, you know what I'm saying, these plantations were breeding grounds. So these women would have 10, 12, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to an 8, 6, you know what I'm saying? They would have multiple children that would be sold off. And they would never see these children again. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine you having your beautiful daughter. You just have the daughter. You a man, and this devil come take your daughter and sell her off, and you never see her again. It ain't no telling what they doing to her, and you can't do shit about it. That's the curses. That's the curses of Deuteronomy. That fits our people to a T. To a T. Let's head down to verse 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shall be Salakia, and there shalt thou serve other gods with wood and stone. So basically, he gonna bring these other nations over you. Any other nation, he's gonna bring it over you. If you're not an Israelite, this what the curse was about. He's gonna bring these other nations over you, and he's gonna make you serve their gods, which is Caesar Borgia, Buddha, Muslim, you know what I'm saying? Scientology. You're not gonna be able to serve your God. Wood and stone is the crosses. You know what I'm saying? They made out of wood. You know what I'm saying? Stone, things of that nature. That's what you're going to have to serve now. You're not going to be able to serve your God, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And it's going to destroy you. Because they're going to tell you, you can't keep the Sabbath. Or you're going to have to eat this pork. You know what I'm saying? You're going to eat shellfish. You know what I mean? You're going to eat these abominable foods. You're going to get to eat the intestines of a pig. That's fucking disgusting, man. That is disgusting. That is an unclean food that our people are not supposed to eat. So basically, all the heads of these nations, man, they're going to overtake you. And now you're going to have to serve their gods. You're not going to be able to serve your God no more. So he took away from you to serve him. That's what these curses was about. The Lord was pissed with us, man. Pissed. Let's head down to 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword amongst all nations. With there the Lord shall lead thee. So what that is you became niggas. You became wetbacks. You became redskins, Indians, savages, coons, porch monkeys. You know what I'm saying? tree climbers, all in between. You know what I mean? All that in between. All those little nasty little slurs that you don't like to be called by these nations, that's what they've been calling you. African Americans, you black, you Puerto Rican, you Cuban. You know what I'm saying? You a Seminole. Like I said, you a savage, you an Indian. That's not y'all fucking names. That's not y'all biblical names. You know what I mean? If you're a Negro in America, you're probably either the tribe of Judah, which you're a Judite, the tribe of Benjamin, which you're a Benjamite, or you a tribe of Levi, which you're a Levite. Levites are known to be the Haitians. Benjamin is the Jamaicans, and Judah is the Negros. You know what I'm saying? The tribe of Reuben was the Seminoles. The tribe of Gad was the Northern Americans. They're not fucking Indians. They're not Florida State Seminoles. You know what I'm saying? They're not the Washington Redskins. That's the tribe of Gad. You're a Gadite. Y'all need to wake up, man. Wake up. Because if you look at the times that we're having right now, it's going down. These prophecies are starting to come true, which the apostles named the year 2020 the year of prophecy. And if you look around, wasn't pestilence a part of the prophecy? Is this not a pestilence running around? Got people stuck in their houses, can't go to work, can't go to school, can't make money. You can't even be around each other, can't be within 6 feet of each other. Wake up. The Lord is returning, and he wants his people to turn back from their heathen ways. You are a Hebrew Israelite. You're not a Native American. You're not a Negro. You're not a Latin. You're not Puerto Rican. You're not Cuban. You're not Dominican. You know what I mean? You are a Hebrew Israelite. All right, let's keep it moving. I didn't want to make this too long. Let's head down to 41. Thou shalt begot sons and daughters, but shall not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. And that's what I was talking about earlier. You know what I mean? You have sons and daughters, and they sell them off, and they do all type of nasty shit to these children. You know what I mean? They take them down. They treat them like gator bait. They take them down to the swamp, put ropes around them so they can get the big old gators. You know what I mean? Look it up, gator bait, baby gator bait. Well, they used to take the babies down to the swamp, and then let the alligators jump on them, tie them up with rope. So now the rope is stuck into the gator's mouth, and that's how they would pull the gators out of the water. They would let them chomp down on your children and kill them. A part of the curses. This is what the Lord did to us. It was them, but the Lord put it in them to do this to us. You must turn back to the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. That is our true Lord. Yahweh is the name of people who ignorantly call God, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the Son who people ignorantly call Jesus. Wake up. Wake up, Israel. Come on. All right, let's keep it moving. We're going to head down to 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want for all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, and then until thou hast been destroyed. And that's a lot. That got a lot to do with the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Levi, the tribe of Benjamin, going into hard bondage slavery. I'm talking about every day out there picking cotton, sugar cane, until you was destroyed, until they beat out of you who you were, until thou was destroyed. That hard bondage, that yoke of iron around thy neck. You dig? All right, let's head down to 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. All right, sit there and think about that. As swift as the eagle flieth. What nation coins themselves as the eagle? America. The United States of America. That's a you know what I'm saying? That should bring a light bulb on top of your head. Bling. You know? Like, oh shit, America, their symbol is the eagle. As swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Because when they came and snatched us out of the west part of Africa when we was running from the Romans, we didn't know what the fuck they were saying. They wasn't speaking Hebrew. We spoke Hebrew. We are Hebrew. We are Hebrew Israelites. We spoke Hebrew. So we didn't know what the hell they were saying. You know what I'm saying? Let's head down to 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. Show favor to the young. And that goes again. They used to work the Negros until they died. As soon as them babies was old enough to walk, they ass was out in the cotton field. They ain't have no love for nobody. Like I say, they was raping the babies, taking the babies out to the farm. Out to the swamps. They'll beat the people to death in front of each other. They didn't care if you was old. Your ass gonna get up and you gonna go pick this cotton. I don't give a shit how old you are. Get your ass out there, go pick this cotton, or we're gonna make an example out of you. So let's move along. Let's head down to 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and towards his wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Do we not see that in a lot of our culture? The men don't stick around. They had these babies and they gone. They took away that you know what I'm saying, that precious feeling of being around your children. You don't even like your wife. You don't even want to be around her. You know why? Because they took that shit away. They brainwashed us into that. To where you want the slave plants and they took away your woman. They took away your children. They took you, if you was a big burly, you know what I'm saying, NFL big dude, man, they would take you from plantation to plantation. You'd just be banging these chicks. You know what I'm saying? You'd just be having sex with these women, getting them pregnant, and moving on to the next one, which became a culture in the Negro community, the Latin community. You know what I mean? You wouldn't even stick around to see your children grow, which is precious, which is beautiful. One of the most beautiful things in my life that I have ever experienced is watching my children grow. Watching them grow, watching them learn, seeing them evolve, you know what I'm saying, spiritually and mentally and physically. Like, damn, she wasn't doing that last week. Or damn, he's starting to really evolve and he's starting to really becoming to his own. You know what I mean? That's just something our nation doesn't hold precious anymore, which is sad. And that's not because it was us. It's because we was brainwashed into that. Because we're under the curses of Deuteronomy. From Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, because we went away from his word. We broke the covenant. We broke the covenant, man. All right, let's stroll down. Like I said, I don't want to make it too long. I'm just hitting all these points. Also, every wickedness and every plague which is not written in the book of law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. See, the book don't talk about AIDS. It don't talk about alcoholism. It doesn't talk about diabetes, being a diabetic. It doesn't talk about heart disease. It don't talk about a mental disease. It don't talk about that. But anything that's bad, it done hit our nation hard. With Gad and Reuben, alcoholism runs rampant. That fire water. Man, they be drunk as hell. Within the Negro community, within the Latin community, you know what I'm saying? AIDS. HIV AIDS, full blown. Plagues. Within the Negro community, diabetes. Diabetes hit hard. And what's that other one where your blood clots up? Sickle cell. You know what I mean? Sickle cell anemia. That hit the African American community hard. You know what I mean? These are the things that wasn't mentioned in the plagues in this book that fell upon us. Hard, man. All right, let's go down to 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee amongst all people from one end of the earth even upon the other. And thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And that just goes back to, you know what I'm saying? These people done overtook us, so now they got us, serving their gods. Caesar Borgia, which is Jesus, which is a fake god. That's not how Yahushua look. He was a black man. He was a dark man. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let me get that right now. You gotta excuse me. Let me get that right now. Let's go to Revelation 18 and 21. Let's go to Revelation 18 and 21. And let me get that so y'all can know how Yahushua look. Because the Bible describes him. I'm tripping. It's Revelation 1 and 13. My bad, y'all. My bad, so I like it for that. Revelation 1 and 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, cloth with a garment down to his foot, and girt about his paps with a golden girdle. So, he had on the garment, he had on the golden girdle, which is a war belt. You know what I'm saying? He's the Lord of hosts. He get down. His head and his hairs were like wool. You know what I'm saying? If you ever touched a sheep, it's thick. It's woolly. You know what I'm saying? It's thick. I forget the name that they use when your hair is thick and tough. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like African American hair is. As white as snow, and his eyes as flame of fire, because he drank a lot of wine. He used to drink a lot of wine, you know what I'm saying, while he was Yahushua, who they called Jesus, because, he had to bear his cross, and he knew he had to bear his cross. So, our Lord and Savior, he used to have wine. He used to drink wine, man. And his feet like upon fine brass, as if they were burnt in a furnace. So we all know how brass look. It's a goldish brown, but once you burn it, it gets darker. So the Lord was a dark man. You know what I'm saying? He was a dark-skinned man. He wasn't this white, blonde hair, you know what I'm saying, golden retriever. He wasn't a white guy. He didn't look like that. He looked like a dark-skinned man with woolly white hair. You know what I mean? Woolly white hair. And his voice as the sound of many waters. He spoke loudly. You know how Jakes be like, damn, man, why you talking so loud? Like, damn, man, I do this loud as hell, bro. Like, we talk loud. When we all talking together, the whole damn neighborhood can hear us. If 3 of us can get together, we get to talking, the whole neighborhood can hear us. They can hear everything we say, because we are naturally loud people. Native Americans, Latinos, and Negros. We loud as hell, man. We talk loud. We got deep voices. We're men, Okay, now let's get back to these Deuteronomy curses. I just wanted to give y'all a touch of how the Lord looked, man. How the Lord looked. He was a dark-skinned man. Let's head back up to Deuteronomy. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 28. Salakia for this. I was just going with it. I got all into it now. Go. All right, here we go. And the Lord shall scatter thee amongst all people from one end of the earth unto the other. And thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And that goes back to serving that cross. That's going back to serving Buddha. That's going back to serving Muslims. You know what I mean? Just serving gods that our fathers didn't serve. Our ancestors did not serve. You know what I'm saying? Scattered amongst all people. I mean all other nations. The slave trade. The slave trade, man. Because you go into the slave trade, you'll see how our people were scattered. Matter of fact, let me see if I could get that. Let me see if I could get that. Let's see. Excuse me. There we go. See? You gotta do some studying, man. Let's go to the slave trade maps. Wow. See, as you can see, okay, this one right here is much better. See, as you can see, this is where we were. We was on the west coast of Africa running from the Romans. When we got away from the Romans, they had no jurisdiction there. But then we were scattered everywhere. You see that? See down in South America? So what's in South America? Latinos. Bling. It should be a bulb on top of your head. Oh, shit. So it's Israelites in South America. Look. It's Israelites in Mexico. Central Florida. Look. Of course, you know they came over to the United States. We all should know that part. But it was a whole system. They went everywhere, man. They sent us everywhere. And then from Americas, they sent us all to Europe. We were scattered everywhere. That's how you know you got sent unto another nation. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back into this Bible. All right. And 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy thee. See, in the Christian churches, they'll say, see, brother, no man should buy thee. That mean you weren't sold. That's not what that means. No man shall buy you means that no man shall redeem you. No one's going to buy you out of this slavery. No man's going to, like you ever seen Gladiator, where he said, you know what I'm saying, if you win these many fights, I'll buy you out of slavery. I'll buy you